This is world's fittest 100-year-old, but he didn't just get lucky to get this old. Let's find out what his 6 secrets are to living this long. 6 lessons from world's fittest 100-year-old.
100 years old? That's already impressive.
What can he still do at this age?
This is Mike Fremont. He's 101, has multiple world records running marathons, does daily pull-ups. What can we learn from someone who's actually lived to 100, besides the obvious stuff, like eat healthy and exercise? And what we found was quite eye-opening.
What is going on
Daily
here?
pull-ups?
It doesn't look like 100 years old.
I don't really know what a 100-year-old would look like.
And there are a few very specific things that we'll go over that will guarantee you will live to 100.
That is a bold claim, so he's really confident. This man, I want to know more.
We arrived in Florida to meet Mike and his wife Marilyn, and they already had some interesting plans for us.
You guys know how to canoe.
Oh, he's carrying a boat?
What?
You may think people get to 100 years old because they just have healthier habits, but oftentimes the opposite was actually true. Peter Thiel talks about this study of 500 subjects who were around the age of 100. A large portion of them drank alcohol and smoked.
I just sit and smoke sometimes 12 cigars a day.
Many were overweight, and the males were less likely to have exercised regularly than their peers. Their actual secret? Lucky genetics. But this is where it gets interesting.
As with a lot of things in life, genetics. And the unfair thing is that there are good genetics, but also bad genetics. If you see someone that has a better body than you, but never works out, he is lucky.
But also if someone looks better than you, is more attractive, genetics.
The reason why they lived so long is because only much later in life, they were at risk for the most common causes of death. Cardiovascular disease, cancer, neurodegenerative disease like Alzheimer's, and diabetes. For example, while most of us are at risk for heart disease or cancer in our 70s, they're only at higher risk in their 90s or 100s. And even without lucky genetics, if we can delay the onset of these 4 horsemen, we extend our lifespan.
Basically, a lot of people get these diseases at 70, 80 years old, but we can improve our life and actually just extend that with 20 years old if we actually put in the work.
The sooner you start, the more you can stretch that timeline and delay the onset. There are 3 big areas Peter Attia talks about that each includes specific protocols, and Mike was practicing all of them. Starting with the way we move. Specifically for exercise, Peter Attia outlines 3 dimensions. The first one is cardio in zone 2 and zone 5.
We're basically looking at 6 secrets here, and I think these might be very valuable for us.
Yes.
But for everyone watching, we already start with a really good one. Zone 2 is where you really build your endurance, and zone 5 is about pushing your heart and really challenging your heart, building that muscle.
Zone 2 being long sustained efforts at a lower heart rate, which means aerobic exercises like running, swimming, biking at a pace where you can still have a conversation, so pretty easy. Just a couple of 30-minute sessions a week, if you're new to this, make a big difference. Zone 5, on the other hand, is short bursts of high effort, where you go pretty unga bunga. For example, biking, using the rowing machine, or high intensity interval training. Just 1 or 2 of these a week, 3 to 8 minutes long.
Another interesting thing is that you actually want to have your heart rate pretty low on average. So doing a lot of intense cardio actually can have the opposite effect. Because then you're in such a high heart rate during such a long time, it actually increases your average heart rate.
If you lower your heart rate, your heart, on average, can live longer.
Strength, lifting weights.
So strength, number 2, and then flexibility maybe number 3?
I think stretching, yeah.
To build muscle and bone density now and maintain it, because regaining muscle is much harder later in life. One study looked at seniors who engaged in a program of strength training and found that even after 6 months of pure strength training, half of the subjects did not gain any muscle mass.
What?
Any muscle?
What? 6 months?
Wow, that sucks. Then you should definitely start gaining muscle now, man. Otherwise, you always stay this skinny.
Building muscle now is like investing in your retirement. Some specific exercises he talks about is rucking, meaning carrying weights for a long distance. Grip strength is crucial. Pulling motions, like a pull-up, like Mike is doing.
What? Even hanging is impressive for a 100-year-old.
Yes.
Stability.
Stability, oh, not falling.
In old age, you can fall, which is the leading cause of injury-related death among seniors.
I got you.
You may currently have bad posture, whether it's your hip flexors from too much sitting, being hunched over at your laptop, and over the years, that eventually leads to an injury that puts us out for months. We think injuries are this sudden thing because we did one exercise wrong, but it's usually a result from months or years of instability. Exercise is the #1 longevity drug, and strong stability is the foundation of that.
But it's true though, like stability and not falling as in like an older person is so important. My grandparents had like accidents and it put them out for months, sometimes even forever, because they just don't heal properly anymore.
It's very easy to put this off because when you're young, you feel fine. But what if you could experience what it feels like to be old. We were also sent this old age simulator by a company called RealityWorks. And it's for educational purposes to help with empathy for
That's cool.
the elderly.
That is so cool.
What?
So I don't see much, I don't hear much. I have about 50 pounds of weight on me. I have arthritis in my hands. Even the most basic things become challenging with this. I understand why most people that feel like this would just want to sit down. You guys should try it for research purposes. Wow.
I'm old and this sucks.
I want to try this.
I want to try this so bad, yeah.
We also visited Mike in his house to find out more about what he eats to stay healthy, and it may surprise you. What do you think his diet is?
I think he eats everything. I think his favorite food is like candy or like chocolate or anything like that.
He's vegan. Yeah, vegan. He doesn't eat animals.
He's vegan.
Oh!
Is that the answer to his longevity? This is where a lot of people disagree. Now, according to Mike, his vegan diet is the #1 key to his health. For good reason. He was diagnosed with cancer at 69, was given only 3 months left to live, and stumbled upon the Cancer Prevention Diet by Michio Kushi, which talks about a macrobiotic diet based on Zen Buddhism, which means no animal products. With lots of anecdotal evidence, a lot of cancer survivors who swear by it, and he himself was cancer-free a few months later.
That is very impressive. The only thing I want to know is like, did he get treated for cancer or did it disappear because of the diet? Because that's what it sounds like now. So in general, if someone starts eating vegan, they are probably more healthy than 90% of the world because they actually look at what they're eating.
You can be a very unhealthy vegan. You can literally eat crisps, Oreos, candy, and still be vegan. But on average, most vegans eat a lot of vegetables, fruits, and healthy stuff.
According to Brian Johnson, again, also vegan, it doesn't really matter which specific diet you follow, as long as your body gets all the nutrients, you track your data, and you have healthy biomarkers, which he has.
You're so restless. I feel bad now just having to make food for us.
I don't need any help.
You kept trying to help him, but his use it or lose it attitude probably plays a big role in things. You forgot about the importance of purpose. I think so too.
Yes.
I think he just wants to do everything himself, because if at some point you're asking for help, you will probably keep doing this, and then a few years later, you can't do it yourself anymore.
First of all, the amount of calories. Less calories generally means better longevity, which Brian Johnson also talked about, and Mike also seems to be eating very light meals. The second thing he mentioned is the importance of protein. Out of the 3 macronutrients, Peter says this is the most important one. Of course, it does vary per person, but a general rule of thumb is 1 gram of protein for each pound of body weight.
The more food you put into your body, the more your body has to work. Your body is like a machine, and sometimes stuff gets broken if it's just old, if it gets used too much.
Actually, there are so many studies about animals that are in a caloric deficit, and they all live longer.
But also, in order to build muscle, you need to be in a caloric surplus, so life is crazy.
Bad sleep is the biggest factor that can lead to all 4 horsemen, because you won't stick to your diet, you're not likely to exercise if you're in bad sleep, and increases risk of Alzheimer's.
I once heard a quote that if sleep wasn't normal, it would be an illegal drug. Sleep is like a superpower.
If you don't sleep, you will die.
If you're watching this at 1 a.m., then go to bed.
Go to
please.
bed.
Go to
Now.
bed. Sleep.
Now.
Mike Fremont holds the record for the fastest mile run by a 96-year-old.
Wow, world records in running. He's a bullet board in his room.
Wow. I want my house to be a functional space when I'm 100. I can just hang for a bit, pull-ups, move, everything.
It became clear to me what the biggest factor to his longevity was. We haven't touched on this in our previous video about longevity, but it's probably the most important thing.
Yeah, what is it? What is it going to be?
Relationship, happiness? Maybe it's no stress.
No stress.
Mike had his fair share of heartbreaks. His first wife passed away, leaving him with multiple kids. His second wife left him, but still, at age 70, he got married again with Marilyn, and they've been together for 30 years now.
Whoa, that's crazy when you think about it.
The importance of emotional health. We're experiencing an all-time high of depression, fewer marriages, more loneliness overall, and loneliness kills.
The people who were the most satisfied in their relationships at age 50 were the healthiest at age 80. Good relationships keep us happier and healthier.
If you want to make it to 100 without lucky genetics, all of these will help you get there.
He's 102 and 28 days today.
Nice. Fremont running a marathon at age of 90.
A complete marathon at 90? He first started running regularly at the age of 36. At the age of 96, he broke the United States record for fastest mile completed by a member of the 95 to 99 age group.
I feel very inspired.
To live to 100.
Yes.
I already was kind of inspired to live to 100, but now even more.
Yes.
This dude is the perfect example of no excuses. I see people who are entering their 20s that can't do a single pull-up or even push-up. Meanwhile, this old guy is still kicking and working hard. What a champ. Because right now, there's obviously a lot of mental health issues with social media, but also the physical aspect. I think a lot of people are now getting inspired because of social media to start doing something, which this video does as well. Taking care of yourself is the most important thing you can do. Definitely check out the original creator, Leon Hendricks. Make sure to check it out. Subscribe, smash the link as well.
If you want to transform your life, start with working out, get fit, build healthy habits, we've got a free workout app that you can check out right now. Scan this QR code or the 90-day challenge app. Link in description.
And you get a free habit tracker so you can drink your water, get your sleep in, and also walk more. So becoming fit is very important to getting old.
Just like this guy did in a 90-day transformation. He's trying to get fit and also turn his body into a real-life anime character. If you want to see how that went, make sure to check this out. Subscribe to his link and hit that bell. Oh, and download the app.